Welcome back to the channel, everyone. January in the Premier League was an absolute whirlwind of action, and now it's time to break down the players who lit up the league and earned themselves a nomination for the Player of the Month award. We've got 6 incredible contenders, each with a compelling case, so let's dive right in and dissect their performances. First up, from Liverpool, we have the sensational Diogo Jota. What a month he's had! After returning from injury, he didn't just hit the ground running, he absolutely exploded. In just 3 Premier League appearances in January, he was involved in 5 goals, scoring 3 and assisting 2. Remember that masterclass against Bournemouth? He was unplayable, bagging 2 goals and an assist in a dominant 4-0 victory. Then, against Chelsea, he opened the scoring with a brilliant, tenacious run and finish that set the tone for another huge win. And let's not forget his crucial assist against Burnley. Jota's versatility, his intelligent movement, and his clinical finishing have been vital for Liverpool as they cemented their place at the top of the table. He's a constant threat, whether he's starting or coming off the bench, and his January form was simply world-class. Next, we move to the heart of the Manchester City midfield to talk about Kevin De Bruyne. Honestly, what is there left to say about this man? He was injured for 5 months, and we all wondered if he'd need time to get back to his best. Well, he answered that question emphatically. In just 2 substitute appearances, totaling less than 80 minutes of football, he completely changed the game for City. Against Newcastle, with his team trailing, he came on, scored a sublime equalizer from outside the box, and then delivered an absolutely breathtaking, inch-perfect pass for Oscar Bobb to score the winner in stoppage time. It was one of the most impactful substitute appearances you will ever see. He then followed that up with an assist against Burnley. His vision, his passing range, and his ability to single-handedly dictate the outcome of a match are second to none. His return has given City a massive psychological and tactical boost in the title race. Let's head over to North London and talk about a defender, Gabriel Magalhaes from Arsenal. In a month where goals often grab the headlines, Gabriel's contributions at both ends of the pitch were immense. Arsenal had a perfect record in January, winning both their league games, and their defense was a huge reason why. They kept a clean sheet against Nottingham Forest and were rock solid in their 5-0 demolition of Crystal Palace. And speaking of that Palace game, Gabriel was a monster in the opposition box, scoring 2 goals from set pieces. His aerial dominance is a massive weapon for the Gunners. A central defender who is not only a rock at the back, but also a genuine goal threat is an incredible asset. He was a leader for Mikel Arteta's side, and his commanding presence was undeniable throughout the month. Now for a player who has been setting the championship on fire and has seamlessly transitioned to the Premier League, Elijah Adebayo of Luton Town. What a story this is! Luton were unbeaten in the league in January, and Adebayo was their talisman. He was directly involved in 4 goals in just 2 games. His performance against Brighton was the stuff of legends. He scored the first hat-trick of his senior career in a stunning 4-0 win, terrorizing the Brighton defense with his strength, pace, and lethal finishing. It was the first ever Premier League hat-trick for a Luton player, a historic moment for the club and the player himself. He also grabbed an assist in the dramatic draw against Burnley. Adebayo's goals are giving the Hatters genuine hope of survival, and his January form was simply unforgettable. Let's go back to Manchester, but this time to Old Trafford, and discuss Richarlison from Tottenham Hotspur. Spurs had a tricky month with key players away at international tournaments, but Richarlison stepped up massively. Playing as the central striker, he looked reborn. He scored in both of Tottenham's Premier League matches in January, continuing a fantastic run of form. He netted a crucial goal in the 2-2 draw against Manchester United at Old Trafford, showing great instincts in the box. He then followed that up by scoring again in the 3-2 victory over Brentford. His movement has been sharp, his confidence is sky high, and he's finally delivering the goals that Spurs fans have been hoping for. 6 goals in his last 6 league games is a phenomenal return, and his January contributions were vital in keeping Spurs in the hunt for the top 4. Finally, our 6th nominee is another goalkeeper, and it's Manchester City's shot stopper, Jordan Pickford. Wait, no, that's not right. Let me check my notes. Of course, Conor Bradley of Liverpool. My apologies. What a month for the young lad. It's easy to get excited. Seriously, though, what an incredible breakthrough story. With Trent Alexander-Arnold injured, the 20-year-old right-back was given his chance, and he grabbed it with both hands. He made his Premier League debut and looked like he'd been playing there for years. Across his to-league games, he was sensational. The highlight was undoubtedly his performance against Chelsea. He provided 2 assists and scored his first-ever senior goal for Liverpool with a stunning finish. He was everywhere, defending tenaciously, bombing forward, and creating chances. He was named man of the match for that performance, and deservedly so. To step into the shoes of a player like Trent and perform at that level is extraordinary. Bradley's energy and quality were a massive boost for Liverpool. So there you have it, 6 incredible players, each with a fantastic claim to the award. Diogo Jota, the clinical forward firing Liverpool from the front. Kevin De Bruyne, the midfield maestro returning to change games in an instant. Gabriel Magalhaes, the defensive rock and set-piece threat for Arsenal. Elijah Adebayo, the hat-trick hero leading Luton's survival charge. Richarlison, the revitalized striker finding his golden touch for Spurs. And Conor Bradley, the young full-back who burst onto the scene with a series of breathtaking performances. It's an incredibly tough choice. If I had to pick, the emotional story and sheer impact of Elijah Adebayo's hat-trick for Luton is hard to look past. It felt like a defining moment in their season. However, you simply cannot ignore the game-winning, title race-altering cameo from Kevin De Bruyne. To come back from a long-term injury and produce that level of quality is just breathtaking. And then there's Diogo Jota, whose consistency and goal contributions were arguably the most impactful across the entire month for the league leaders. But what do you guys think? This is where I want to hear from you. Who gets your vote for the Premier League Player of the Month for January? Was it Jota's finishing, De Bruyne's magic, Gabriel's dominance, Adebayo's heroics, Richarlison's resurgence, or Bradley's dream debut month? Let me know your pick and your reasons down in the comments section below. I'm really interested to see who you think deserves it the most. As always, if you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, and if you're new here, consider subscribing for more Premier League content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.